So we're going to do our star name. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to talk about this. So here is our song that we do. All right, so it's called Can You Guess the Name?
Can you guess?
So here, let me put my, there we go, there I am. All right, here we go. Can you guess the name? Can you guess the name? Hi ho the dairy-o, can you guess the name? All right, it starts with an M. It starts with an M. Hi ho the dairy-o, can you guess the name? All right, so if your name starts with an M, I want you to put your hands on top of your head. Right? So if your name starts with an M, put your hands on top of your head. If your name has, so if you spell your name M-A, go and put your hands down. Okay, so I should see who. So then Michael, let's see if we're right. So Michael is our star name today. All right, so we're going to study his name. Okay. So let's read it together. Ready? Can you read this with me? Michael. Michael, good job. All right, let's clap and stomp the beats. So here we go. Michael. How many beats does he have in his name? Raise your hand and tell me. Story. How many does he have?
My teacher is in
Two, you're right, Story. So yes, he has 2 beats in his name. All right, let's count the letters now. So I want you to count the letters for me. How many letters does Michael have in his name? So we're counting the letters in Michael's name. Jordan, I see you've got the right number. Mari, double check. Okay. So, Jordan, how many letters does he have? Can you unmute and share with us?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
It is this many.
It is that many. So it is 7. So Jordan, right? So we counted 7.
7.
All right. Now the next thing we do here, so we've counted the letters. Now we're going to study the letters. So I want you to see if there's any, so there are some letters that stretch up nice and tall. There's some letters that stay on the main floor. And then are there any dangling letters that go down? I want you to study those and just look at them real closely. Get your magnifying glass out, study them. What do we notice? Right, so remember, raise your hand if you have something you want to share, because there's a lot of faces on my screen, and I'm working on recognizing voices. Story.
Mr. Harris, I can't really see the name.
You can't? Am I not sharing it?
Hey, Mom. Can I be in school all day?
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. All right, can you see it now?
Yeah, like they can see the first 2 letters.
So you're not able to see the whole thing? Is that better? All right, so what did we notice with the letters, Torin?
Stop.
The I. What about the I? So, Truett, what do you notice with the letters?
What?
What do you notice with the letters? What do you, when you study the letters, what do you see?
E.
You see an E? All right. How many letters does he have that stretches up tall? Story.
The M.
You see an
It's
M?
the uppercase, and then all the other letters are the lowercase.
You are so right. All right. What do we, so he has an M that stretches up tall. Do you see any other letters that kind of stretch up tall that are lowercase though? See the H goes up tall and the L goes up tall. All right. So let's cheer his name. And then we're going to have him share a little bit about him. All right. So give me an M.
M.
Give me an I.
I.
Give me a C.
C.
Give me an H.
H.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an E.
E.
Give me an L.
L.
What's that spell?
Michael.
Michael.
Michael. That's spelled.
All right. Awesome. All right, so I have a fun book that I want to read to you this morning. It is called the Beetle Alphabet Book. So I'm going to switch my camera. All right, and I'm going to make my screen big so you guys can see it a little bit better. So this is the Beetle Alphabet Book by Jerry Paltotta and David Brzezinski. So there are two names on here. So what do we know when there are two names on a book like this? Is there an author and an illustrator?
That means two people created the book.
Yeah, two people work together to write the book. So usually the first name listed is the author, and the second name listed is the illustrator. Okay, so we have an author-illustrator on this. So let's take a look at this Beetle Alphabet Book together. So celebrate. There's nothing on earth as diverse as beetles. We start this alphabet book with the heaviest beetle around. So A is for African Goliath beetle. This beetle is almost as large as your hand. In Africa, children often tie strings to these beetles to play with them as pets. Ew. So B is for the bombarder beetle. The bombarder beetle sprays poison gas to protect itself, but not enough to harm a person. Tiny bugs, teeny frogs, and little lizards should watch out. C is for cucumber beetle. Farmers don't like this cute beetle because it eats tender young cucumber plants. Its cousin, the potato beetle, the asparagus beetle, and the carrot beetle are also pests to farmers. D is for dung beetle. Dung is poop. This beetle rolls balls of animal poop into its nest. It lays eggs in the poop, so the babies will have something to eat when they hatch. Dung beetles think poop is delicious. Do you guys think that's delicious? All right. E is for elephant stag beetle. Beetles come in all different shapes. These beetles look like they have antlers. Come on now, behave, stop fighting, or you'll be sent to the principal's office. F is for fungus beetle. This beetle needs to go to the beauty shop because it's not slick and shiny like many beetles. It is very difficult to recognize because of its camouflage. It looks like decaying leaves, the bumpy bark of trees, or fungus. G is for giraffe beetle. Wow, look at that long neck. The male giraffe beetle uses its unique neck to roll up leaves. The female then lays her eggs in this protective space. So H. H is for Herculean beetle. Its front legs are huge. Some people think they are its antennae. Beetles are insects. All insects have 6 legs. So look, we have 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it has 2 long antennae that go back. Right. I is for Ips beetle. Most beetles are tiny. See if you can find 3 Ips beetles on the pine needles. Ips beetles bore holes into trees. They look harmless, but they have been known to wipe out sections of forest. Can you guys see the Ips beetles? See one. See 2. I don't see a third one. Do you guys see a third one? Maybe it is a. I wonder if they're talking about that one. Right. Even though the word bee is inside the word beetle, a bee is not a beetle. A beetle's wings fold inside its back. A bee's wings are always on the outside. Now buzz off, bee. J is for June bug. You can recognize a beetle by the straight line down its back. June bugs usually appear in early summer during the month of June. That's how they got their name. I want you to ask your family how you got your name. All right. K is for Kalahari beetle. This beetle lives in the Kalahari Desert where there is hardly any water. Name a place beetles probably live. So name a place and beetles probably live there. Mountains, plains, cities, beaches, hot desert, freezing nights, no problem. L is for leaf beetle. This beetle is the same color as the green leaves it eats for dinner. Leaf beetles like to eat lots of wings and bushes more than trees. Some leaf beetles prefer the leaves of raspberries, strawberries, and grapes. M is for Mexican bean beetle. This beetle is one of the largest ladybugs, and it is a myth that the number of spots show how old a ladybug is. Most beetles live less than 1 year. It is not polite to ask a ladybug her age. Are you looking at me? I said, are you looking at me? I'm a spider, not a beetle. I'm not even an insect. Spiders have 8 legs, not 6. Spiders do not have wings. N is for net-winged beetle. Beetles have 2 sets of wings. The hard outer wings are called elytra. In most beetles, the elytra are smooth and shiny. The net-winged beetle has rigid elytra that look like netting. O is for oriental beetle. Scientists have discovered that almost 1 million different species of beetles. There are more beetles on Earth than any other type of creature. There are so many that you could probably write 1,000 different beetle alphabet books. P is for pie dish beetle. Other beetles have interesting names too. There's the furniture beetle, the drugstore beetle, the mud-loving beetle, the death watch beetle, and the puffball beetle. There are more: the flower beetle, the flower beetle, the snail-eating beetle, the engraver beetle, the ship timber beetle. Wow, great names and great beetles. Q is for quartz plain beetle. This beetle stands or blends in with its environment. It lives in the quartz plains where the rocks are white. R is for rhubarb weevil. A weevil is a type of beetle that has a long snout. The most famous weevil of all is the boll weevil, which destroys cotton crops. Weevils are good at drilling holes into seeds, nuts, and fruit. Their teeth are at the end of their snouts. So if you look right here, this is their snout. Their teeth are right there. S is for seed beetle. This seed beetle has a comb-shaped antennae. Look through this example of beetles. Look through this book for examples of antennae diversity. You will find their thread type, feather type, the ball at the end of the type, and the saw type, and the bead type. T is for tiger beetle. This beetle has huge jaws. Beetles are biters. Other insects have different types of mouths. Butterflies are snippers. Houseflies are spongers. Grasshoppers are chewers. Bees are lickers. And mosquitoes are bloodsuckers. U is for underwater beetle. This beetle is like the U.S. Navy SEALs. Sea, air, land. The underwater beetle can swim underwater, fly in the sky, and walk on land. Not many creatures can do that. Let's face it, beetles are amazing. La cucaracha, don't be fooled. Cockroaches are not beetles. You can't see. Can you see the difference in the wings of the cockroach overlap? V. V is for violin beetle. Here's another crazy shaped beetle. It looks like a violin. Let's see. If we had a viola beetle, a cello beetle, and 2 violin beetles, we would have a beetle string quartet. A violin beetle can also be called a guitar beetle. W is for whirligigs. Whirligigs dance on top of ponds and streams. They look like bumper cars going every which way. Whirligigs can see above and below the water at the same time. Remember, beetles can fly. If they're ever tired of one pond, they just fly over to another. X is for the Exloricites juminus, a rhinoceros beetle we found. A beetle that begins with X, but it's more fun to see a beetle's guts. So look, this is the inside of the beetle that they've diagrammed out for us. Y is for yellow tortoise beetle. Are you ready for some big words? People study insects and bugs called etymologists. They specialize in beetles. They are called chloropists. Maybe you'll be a chloropist when you grow up. Welcome to the land of metallic beetles. Did someone forget some jewelry? On this page there is a zinc metallic beetle, a platinum beetle, a gold metallic beetle, a silver metallic beetle, and a bronze metallic beetle. Z is for zinc metallic beetle. So I wanted to show you this book because it talks about the alphabet. It also talks about the book or different types of beetles.